Take a look at that. Whew. 270,000 new cases. I think I have a bad model. Quadratic model, I would have thought by about 500 days it would start bending down, but it still doesn't. Just going to double check my formula. This is new cases. And that is incorrect. Let's see, new cases. This is the difference between these two. And I'm looking down here, 400,000, let's see, this is, what is it? Millions. 13 million cumulative, 23 million, 10 millions more. I think I have a bad model. I don't like my model very well. Eventually it should start turning down. And that would be where yeah, that would yeah, it just gets high. Look, you know, the slope, the trajectory after a year, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. We ought to be able to control it by then. My problem might be the squared term. So let's go back, format trend line. I don't expect a cubic turn. I don't expect it to eventually curve up. We are going to get control over this, or we're going to be in trouble. So presuming we take the measures to get control over it, it's either going to be quadratic or, oops, there's quadratic. Go down, oh there, quadratic starts to turn over. That starts to look more reasonable. So I need to put in a new model for new constants. For the prediction. Times days raised to the fourth power plus now there is a way in Excel for those statisticians among you, you can get access to this data directly out of a spreadsheet cell. That's called multiple linear regression. If you're not experienced, this is not a bad way to do it. Prediction, okay, there we go. Second prediction, second term. Okay, there we go. That's raised to the third power. This is the squared term of the new model. You gotta ask, when you're doing modeling, what is reasonable? And I would expect that we would get a handle on this within 500, within 2 years. So the quadratic model just didn't look very reasonable. a fourth order model like this one looks a little more reasonable. You expect that we're eventually going to turn the corner on this, somewhere before 200 days. But still, that's a long time. Okay. Let's see, I think I copied the linear term, 3609. Yeah, there it is. And then finally we have the constant term in the model. And it's a negative number. So that accounts for the first 15 days kind of craziness. And let's see what the chart looks, or the chart's still going to look the same. We're going to need to go out to some 200 some odd days, and I've got 327 days here. So we got that going. And oh, we got a negative for new cases. So we don't want, I can get rid of stuff beyond about 140 days. There we go. There. So after 140 days, we expect it to go to 0. Now let's plot it. Days, new cases predicted. Get a new graph going. So we've calculated, so days, these days since the 100th confirmed case, they're the same. This column is the difference between two rows of this column. This column is the difference between two rows of this column. How many new cases? So things are a little bit crazy after the 11th day too. So let's not, we will get rid of everything. I'll just exclude everything before the 15th day and just look at 16 on. Easiest way to do that is insert the graph first. And then now just drag this down to get rid of all the data we don't want. There we go. Gets rid of all that. You see the little blue dots behind it. And I will expand the graph to be nice and big. Okay. This still tells us we've got about, we are at the blue dot right about here, 32 days. We've got over 100 days to go before I estimate it'll start leveling off. And actually, this should probably tail off. It probably won't, like it kind of tailed up here, it'll probably tail off here. So we'll need to keep our social distancing in place, I'm guessing through the summer. We can start school again in the fall. Kind of crazy, huh? Okay, so I've gone through the method that you would use to analyze this. I've also shown you some blind alleys, which when you're trying to model something, that can happen. You've got to use your best judgment sometimes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video and tell you guys to do it on your own so that you can understand how this COVID-19 outbreak is going to play out.